I had a friend named Louisa, and she was always telling me strange stories. She said she suffered from sleep paralysis, and that sometimes her dreams were so intense, they felt real. She felt touches, heard voices, sensed presences like she was trapped inside a real nightmare. I listened, but I never really took it seriously. I thought it was all in her head, until the day I saw with my own eyes that her worst nightmare was real. One night, I got a message from Louisa saying she'd had another one of those terrifying episodes. She asked me to come over because she wasn't feeling well. When I got there, she was awake and visibly shaken. I sat next to her and we talked for a while. I tried to distract her, make her laugh, anything to calm her down. After some time, she started to relax, and eventually, she fell asleep. I grabbed my phone and started playing a game to pass the time. The atmosphere had calmed down until everything changed. Out of nowhere, Louisa woke up screaming, but it wasn't a normal scream. It was muffled, desperate, like she was trapped somewhere. Her eyes were wide open and she started shaking. I rushed to the bed and tried to calm her down, asking if it was just another nightmare. Nothing. No response. The trembling got worse, and thinking it was just another one of her sleep paralysis episodes, I stayed by her side until she started to come back to normal. After a few minutes, she regained control of her body, said she was feeling better, and I went home. When I got back home, I received a panic message from her. The hallucinations won't stop. I sent her a message trying to calm her down, but she didn't reply. I waited a bit and then decided to go back to her house. That's when I saw Louisa's house surrounded by police. I ran over, completely confused, and saw her talking to one of the officers. When I got closer, they asked me to talk to them. What they told me still gives me chills. That first time I went to her house, thinking it was just another sleep paralysis episode, Louisa's fear was already there, and it was real. Louisa hadn't just had another sleep paralysis attack. Minutes before I arrived, she saw something move in her room. She thought it was her mind playing tricks on her. But then, in the mirror's reflection, she saw it. A man, tall, thin, dirty, a stranger, hiding inside the closet. Louisa thought she was having another sleep paralysis episode, but she was actually awake, and what she saw wasn't a hallucination. It was a real man, moving closer to her in the dark. Most likely, my arrival prevented the worst. The intruder hit again the moment he saw me walk in, and while I thought I was just there to comfort Louisa, he was only a few feet away, silent, waiting. After she pulled herself together and said she was feeling better, I left, completely unaware of what was really happening. Only then, alone in her room, did Louisa realize it wasn't a hallucination. The noise, the movement, the reflection in the mirror. It was real. Her heart racing and trying not to make a sound. She grabbed her phone and sent a desperate message to the police. Minutes later, the police arrived, and they found the man still inside the house with a knife in his hands. To this day, I wonder, what if I had taken 5 minutes longer? What if I hadn't gone at all? What would have happened to her? The only thing I know for sure is that night taught me what true fear is, and I was never the same again. Some nights start out normal, but end up turning into a nightmare. I used to live with my friend Leo in a small apartment. Life was calm, at least until the night everything spiraled out of control. It was a Friday. I'd been out drinking with some friends and got home in the middle of the night. Everything seemed normal. When I walked into the apartment, I noticed Leo's bedroom light was on, but the door was closed. I went to my room and turned on the TV, but before I could relax, the intercom rang. I got up and answered. It was a woman's voice, soft and calm, saying, "Hi, I'm Emma. I'm here to see my friend Leo." I figured Leo must be expecting someone. So I went downstairs, opened the building's front door. When I did, I saw a blonde girl wearing glasses, smiling kindly. I had never seen her before, but she seemed harmless. I said, "Hi, he's upstairs," and started walking back up the stairs. But then I noticed she wasn't following me. Confused, I glanced back and saw her staring off to the side, like she was waiting for something or someone. And in that moment, something deep inside me told me I'd made a huge mistake. Not knowing what to do, I started running toward the apartment. That's when I heard footsteps, someone running behind me. When I looked back, I was terrified. A tall man with hollow eyes and long, dirty hair was chasing me. He had a threatening expression and something in his hand. I managed to get into the apartment, locked the door, and stood frozen as he banged on it, shouting and swearing. I had no idea what to do. I was panicking. Then suddenly, silence. He was gone. Leo came out of his room, startled, asking what had happened. When I told him, he went quiet, then said something that chilled me to the bone. She came earlier today. She was asking for someone who doesn't even live here. I told her she had the wrong place. Then she asked my name, and after I answered, she went silent. I hung up the intercom. That's when everything clicked. It was a setup. The first time, they couldn't get in. But when I opened the door for her, they did. And what scares me the most to this day is imagining what would have happened if I hadn't run in time. The worst part? We never found out who they were or why they chose our home. The police came later, but found nothing. The girl and the man were never seen again. And even now, I get nervous every time the intercom rings. Break-ins like this prove that sometimes real horror happens inside your own home. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and hit the notification bell.